Today's problem is called repeated substring pattern. So what do we have to do? So we are given a non-empty string and we have to check if it can be constructed by taking a substring of it and appending multiple copies of the substring together. You may assume that the string consists of lowercase English letters only and its length will not exceed 10,000, so which is 10 raised to power 4. So yeah, so let's look at examples. What does it mean? So suppose the example string is ABAB. So it is true because this is the substring which can be repeated to form the full string. If you look at ABA, so what are the possible substrings? So the whole string will not be considered a substring. It is not explicitly mentioned. Okay, so it is saying that appending multiple copies, which mean copies should be more than one. So if you take A, you can't form ABA because there is B. If you take AB, then the next string you can form is ABAB. So you can't do anything, and you can't take full string. And in the third case, it's ABC, 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 ABC. So because you can take ABC and you can repeat it 4 times, so answer is true. But also one thing to notice is that you can take ABC, ABC and you can repeat it twice. So that is also you can argue that if you are able to say somehow that this is a substring, then even then it is true. So it does not matter which substring is being repeated. It is just that can you repeat a substring to form the complete string. So we will solve it using 2 methods. So one will be like a normal brute force kind of approach. Second will be a faster method. So let's start with the brute force approach. So brute force approach is exactly what the question is asking us to do. We will just try to repeat the string and substring, and we will just see if it is equal to the full string or not. So let's start. So let n be the length of the string. So we will iterate over the possible substring length. So that can start with 1. So but we can just stop when it is equal to n by 2, because after that if we repeat it, then the total length will be more than s and we don't need to go there. Right, so that's why it's less than equal to n by 2. And now so one more thing, so the length of string is I, so I'll just call it len so that it's more easily readable. It's the length of the substring we are considering. Now so when will we be able to repeat substring and be able to get the full string? So the only like the valid candidates are when len is actually a factor of total length, right? So suppose the total string length was 4, and you take suppose the total string length was 8, and when we are iterating from 1 to 4 actually, then at one point len will be 3. But you can't repeat 3 to get 8 because 3 is not a factor of 8. So we will put that check here that n should be divisible by len. So if it is equal to 0, only then we need to check something. Otherwise we will just continue with the loop. So we will check something, and if we are able to check it, then we will return true. Otherwise we will return false. So that means whatever searching we were doing here, we could not find anything, so we will return false. So what do we need to check? So because I said we will do exactly what question is saying, so we will take the substring which is in question, which is take the substring of length len. So it will start from 0 and it will go till index len minus 1. So it will be of length len, and then you just repeat it. So you repeat it how many times? So now we know that len actually divides n. So how many times do we have to repeat it? So suppose n was 8 and len was 2, then we have to repeat it 8 divided by 2 times, which is 4 times. So basically we take the string, we repeat it, and we just check if it is equal to the full string, and if it is, we return true. Done. So we are iterating over all the possible substring lengths, and checking if after repeating they are equal to the full string, and if we are able to find something, we return true, otherwise in the end we return false. So we will just ignore this part. This will be useful in the second part of the second solution. So we will run it. So AB, then ABA. So we have ABA, and for testing we will put A. So we run it, and it is giving some answer. We will click on show diff. There is no diff. We will try to submit it, and that is accepted. So once again I'll just repeat, we did exactly what question asked for. We took all the possible substrings and we repeated them, and see if after repeating we can form the full string. Only check we need to do is, can we repeat it actually? So if it is not a factor, then we can't get the full length. And how many times do we have to repeat? It is just the division of full length divided by the length of the substring. So that is one way to solve it. Alright, so this complexity will actually be, so we are iterating over all possible lengths till n by 2, so this is order n. Then we are actually looking at a substring. So this depends on the language, like how substring works, but then we are repeating it. So this is also of order n, like kind of, not really, but this is like more than constant. This is not constant, so we are repeating it, but the total string which will be formed in this path will be of length n, so this overall cannot be less than n, right? So this has to be bigger than n, but this is happening only for the factors, right? So it is more than n, but not exactly like, so it's a little bit complex, but so it is not linear. So now we will look at a second solution, which actually can be made linear if we implement a function which is required in linear time, and that is possible. So let's look at the second solution in which we will try to solve this problem in linear time. Okay. So I'll just delete this code. So I'll be using a function. I will not be explaining how to implement that function in linear time, but it's a standard. So if you study string algorithms, it's a standard function. I will talk what it is, but I will not explain how to implement it in linear time. So let's start. So that function will give me something which is called longest suffix, which is also a prefix. Alright, so I'll explain what it means, and that is the function which I have written here, and I have just copied it from somewhere on the internet and like tried to write it in JavaScript. So we will just talk about what this function does and not how. And this can be done in linear time if you find a good implementation. Right, so LSP, we will say, so this is actually LSP length, which will be equal to get pi of s. So we are doing something here. I'll explain you what I'm doing. So now we look at this function. It is doing some computation and returning something. So this pi, it is pronounced as pi, like it's a notation which is used for this function. So what is this function? What we are trying to find? So this function gives me longest suffix of the string. So right now how I have implemented it is length of longest suffix of the string. So need to take care while to understand it, which is also a prefix of the string. So this is what this function will give me. It is called pi function. So this pi array which I'm forming inside it, so it will give me that array, but right now I need only the last value, that's why I'm only checking the last value. But for demonstration I will print pi array itself, right? So once more to repeat, because this is interesting. So pi will give me length of longest suffix of the string, which is also a prefix of the string. So let's look at some examples. So suppose the string was AB. So if I look at all the suffixes, so we have to find the longest suffix. So and it's actually longest proper suffix, I think, right? So proper suffix is actually it can't be equal to the string. So we will start with longest suffix is actually AB, but it is not proper. So we start with BAB. So BAB is a suffix, but that is not a prefix. Now next we look at AB. So AB is actually a suffix and it is also a prefix. So AB is one candidate, and because we are moving from left to right, so this is the largest. So the answer is AB and the length will be 2. So we will actually test it. So ABAB is already there, awesome. Then ABC is also there, ABA is also there, and let's add one more example, which is AAA. Right, so let's try to run this and let's see how are we able to make sense of the values we get using this function. So we need to remember this function will give me length of longest proper suffix of the string, which is also prefix of the string. So I mean, this is the only, like, we are talking about the string, but actually it gives me much more than that. We will see what is it. So we only look at the last value for right now. So if we look at ABAB, as we talked about, AB is the suffix which is also prefix. It is the longest one. So the last value is 2. So that's why it's 2. If we'll talk about this a little bit later. Then if we look at ABA, the last value is 1. So that means that the last suffix of length 1, A, is the only suffix, is the longest suffix, which is also a prefix. So if you like try to do it, you will figure out that it is the case. So for 1, if the length is 1, then as I said that proper suffix cannot be of length of the string. So there is no possibility there, so it is 0. So if we look at A, which is 5 times, so the longest is 4, because 5 cannot be the answer. But if you look at 4 A's, that is the suffix, and actually 4 A's are also the prefix. So this is this awesome function which gives us the longest proper suffix, which is also a prefix of the string. I'm repeating it because you should remember it. Now, so if you look at this example, ABC, right? So the answer is actually 9, because if you look at this substring, right, ABC, that is also a prefix. But as I said, we have to look at the longest one. So look at ABC, that is also a prefix. ABC. So that's why it's 9. So that is this function. So, but also one interesting thing here is it is not only giving me this value for whole string, it is actually giving me for every index. So what are all these values? So if we look at, for example, this is interesting. So let me make it a little bit short to understand. So let's see what did this give, so that we can run through all the values in the array. So that is the genius of this function. That it actually gives you this value for all the indices. So what is the meaning of value at index I? So if you look at any value of the index I told you that we want to get this value, right? So if you look at any index I, so let's look at this example 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you look at 0, 1, 2, 3, so ABCA. So if you look till that index only, right? So if you look at the prefix till that index included, so this function will give you the value of this thing, length of longest proper suffix of that substring. So for every prefix ending at index I, it will give that value. That for this substring, what is the longest suffix, proper suffix, which is also a prefix, right? So that's awesome, but we only need to use the last value in this question, so that's why I will not go deep into how everything is happening. but that is really cool that this can be done in linear time for every index, right? So even if you don't implement this function in linear time, that is okay. For a practice, you can just try to implement in whatever complexity gets accepted. But the thing is that in string, this function can be used in many questions. So it's good to know that it can be done in linear time. All right. So we will just use this function. So we just know. I'll just repeat it one more time. That this so right now how I am doing it is I am just taking the last value, which means it will give me for the complete string, it will give me the longest proper suffix, which is also a prefix. So now I got this, so that is why LSP longest suffix prefix length, it is only giving me the length, not the actual suffix. So that is done. Now we just need to do this thing. I will explain why. Diff, what is the diff between this LSP thing? So this is diff, and we just need to return if diff exists. So basically diff should be greater than 0, and no, if diff should actually be greater than, it should be less than n. So it should be less than n, which means that if diff is equal to n, that means that LSP length is 0, which means we don't have any suffix. So it should be less than n. And this thing, this is interesting, n should be divisible by diff. So this is what solves this question, right? So this is what we will try to spend some time on, like why this is working. This thing is interesting. So n percentage diff is equal to 0, right? So let's try to first run it for the given test cases and see if it is working. Otherwise I might have missed something. So I'll try to submit it, and then if it works, then I'll explain why this works. So this works, right? So we spent some time on understanding what this function is doing, and let's see. So suppose my string looks like this. So I'm not naming the characters, but let's say characters are like this, or let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So suppose my string looks like this. So when I find out LSP, right? So it will give me some value like this. So it will start somewhere. Let's say it is starting anywhere. Let's see, here it is starting. So okay, let me take a number which can be divided. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. So suppose in my case it came like this: 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So suppose 9 was the case. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is, suppose this is what I got, right? So if I get this, then basically we are claiming that so the length here is 12 and the LSP value is 9. So then diff will be actually equal to 3, and n which is 12 is actually divisible by 3. So now let's see why this works. Why this now how can I claim that there is a substring which can be repeated? And the claim is that this is the substring which can be repeated, right? So how do we claim that? So how we start claiming by, so basically we have to prove that this string is present here. So it is present in we have to prove that every group of 3 strings is this string only. Alright, so let's prove it. So what is LSP giving me? So LSP is giving me, if you start from here, so basically this suffix is equal to this prefix. So we know that. So what does that mean? That if you start from here, the string is actually what there was previously, right? So if this star was, let's say, A, then this star will also be A. If this star was B, then the next star will also be B. So let me just fill all those stars. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So because I know that this is equal to this, so if I put anything here, it has to be here as well. Now if I put anything here, let's say X, then this has to be X, because LSP function is giving me that it is equal. Now if you think about the following stars, it is a similar pattern. So because I know that the 4th character from here is actually equal to fourth character from here. So the fourth character will now repeat, and it will again repeat here. So if you look at these two strings, you will very quickly realize that this will be repeated, because first three will be equal to next three because of the equality of these, and the next will be repeating because now so basically if you just look at character by character, even then you can just verify that this thing has to be repeated if it is divisible. So what if it is not divisible, right? So suppose if it was 7, so it was 9, now suppose it was 7, so now it is 7 and I could remove 2. So now if it was 7, then let's say we start filling it. So when we start filling it, so the diff now here is 5. So when you start filling those 5 values, let's fill it. So if you start filling it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So if you start filling this value here a, then this value actually which is here has to be a, and so we know that 5 does not divide 12. So if we fill b, then we fill b here. If we fill c, we'll fill c here, and then d, and then we fill d here, and when we fill e, we fill e here. Okay, then we fill e here, and now what do we have to fill is the question. So now again we have to fill this a, and now again we have to fill b, right? So it will again be the same thing, right? So it has to be that way because of the equality of the string, that it has to be repeated. But if it is being repeated and if it is not a factor, then it can't form the full string, right? So that's why this check works. So even if you repeat it, so you are not able to use the complete substring. So that is why. So this is the interesting use of this function. So hope this was helpful, and I will in the description put a link where you can read about this awesome function, and it also talks about how this can be done in linear time, right? So that's it for today. Hope it was helpful. Bye.